How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. I also got to put in the disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. So today we're going to be talking about Hive and Hut 8. Yes, that is right. I have a position in Hive, which many of you know about, and it's been a while since we did an update, and there's a lot of things going on with these two stocks. But before we get started, of course, we got to go over the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below in the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're considering to take a position in either of these stocks, I suggest you watch the full entire video. So the first thing we're going to be going over, yes, why you should have Hive blockchain on your watch list. Then the second update we're going to be going over is what's going on with Hut 8. We know, hey, it recently just got over on the NASDAQ, but what is up with the price action here? So we'll talk about that a little bit, and then I'll go over it more in the final thoughts. Then for those two, when that is done, we're going to be doing a technical analysis, taking a look at the overall price action. I feel this is very key because you want to make sure if you do decide to get in either of these plays, you are not paying a premium. You want to make sure you get it at a real good price. You already know we're cheap over here. We're looking for a discount. And then third, we're going to be taking a look at the short interest information. Is there a lot of short sellers attacking these stocks? Well, we need to know. We want to know, what is the overall market sentiment? Is it positive or is it negative? This is very key. And then when all of that is done, we'll be jumping into the final thoughts where I'll give you my final opinion on both. And then I'll give you guys just a quick update what's going on with SOS and ebon. I'm still in those plays. I just wanted to make sure I gave you guys an update on these two stocks, all right? So let's get into it. So we're going to go over a recent article that came out for Hive blockchain. So let's get into it. 3 reasons Hive blockchain technology stock could surge higher. Hive blockchain technology stock has been an excellent proxy for Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency miner tends to reflect the industry's momentum, which is probably why it's lost roughly half its value in recent months. However, there are 3 major catalysts on the horizon that could catapult Hive stock to fresh all-time highs. Here's a closer look. Cleaner Bitcoin. Hive operations and mining facilities are based in Sweden, Iceland, and Canada. That makes it one of the cleanest producers of digital assets. The majority of electricity produced in these nations is derived from renewable sources such as geothermal and hydroelectric. As Elon Musk intensifies the focus on cleaner Bitcoin mining, producers like Hive seem well positioned to dominate the industry in the near future. So I definitely do agree on this point in regards to cleaner Bitcoin mining for Hive. We've known about this for quite some time on the channel since we brought it up, and it does give them a competitive advantage over other Bitcoin mining companies who are not following a cleaner energy strategy. Bitcoin's major upgrades. Bitcoin miners like Hive blockchain recently signaled their consent for a major upgrade to the network. The Taproot upgrade will be implemented in November and will reduce the space each block on the network occupies. This reduces fees and makes transactions more efficient. It also opens the door for more smart contracts on the Bitcoin network. This major upgrade should enhance the digital asset value, which is great news for Hive stock investors. So this is definitely a great point that was made here. So Hive has just recently, and we talked about this when we went over on their press releases, they were saying, well, you know what, they're going to start holding more of their crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, because again, they were selling it in the past. So what does this mean? When they come out with earnings report, we're going to see even higher asset values on their balance sheets. El Salvador. Last week, El Salvador became the first nation to declare Bitcoin legal tender. The government is now considering whether government employees can be paid in Bitcoin. Lawmakers also believe the adoption of digital assets will reduce the transaction fees of remittances that constitute 20% of the national economy. This move could change the way other nations and regulators treat digital currencies. It also marks a growing adoption of Bitcoin as a legitimate asset class. Hive stands to benefit from this as its underlying asset gains wider acceptance. And this makes a lot of sense already since they are mining Bitcoin and so forth, but it also does show that as far as Bitcoin having more legitimacy being adopted by government is something that is great to see. Fundamentals. Bitcoin isn't the only only asset Hive is focused on. The company also mines Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. While its reserves are spread across different digital and fiat assets, diversified mining operations and treasury assets means Hive can shrug off downturns better than any individual crypto asset. Additionally, the company boasts a tremendous track record in generating consistent revenues. In the third quarter, the company generated 174% increase in income to $13.7 million. As of the end of 2020, the company's unrealized gain from investments stood at $149 million. Considering Bitcoin's performance year to date and the fact that Hive has probably generated more assets since the start of the year, these investments could be worth more by now. Hive stock is not cheap by any standards. The stock is currently trading with a price to sales multiple of 31 and a price to book multiple of 20. However, these three catalysts could help the company grow its valuation over time. And we talked about one of the main benefits with Hive is diversification. We also seen this with SOS doing the same route and going with Bitcoin and as well as Ethereum. The bottom line, the focus on renewable energy for Bitcoin mining puts Hive in a favorable position. Meanwhile, growing adoption of the cryptocurrency and an upcoming major update to the network could greatly enhance its value. Hive stock should be on your radar if you're optimistic about the future of this sector. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for Hive blockchain. So let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.55, being up 4.53% on the day. On the low, it tested $2.55, and then on the high, testing $2.66. So the chart that we're using is actually the 1 year daily chart. So let's see how it's lining up with our indicators. As we take a look at the RSI down below, it is right around 46. So it's just under fair value. We take a look at the 200 day, of course, it's showing strength above it. We also see that, you know what, it is below currently the 21 day EMA at $2.58. And it also is below the 100 day. As far as for the 21 day EMA, definitely can come back to reclaiming it because it did get to $2.66, but we want to see how well this would actually hold up for Hive. So one of the clear things we can see as far as for an area resistance temporarily at the moment is right here around this 268 level, and also taking into consideration right around this 282 level. So taking all of this into your mind here, and if you want to look at the psychological factors of Hive blockchain, it definitely needs to get past this $3 level. I feel like if it gets able to get past this $3 level that also serves as a supreme area of its resistance, we can easily come back to reclaiming the 100 day and seeing a bullish move going to the upside. But again, of course, if Hive decides to trade in this strict range, and what I'm talking about as far as the strict range that it trades in is around this 240, and as long as it's 260 range, then I'll be looking forward to see that consolidation and support. And when it does get some news or we see a lot of momentum in the crypto space, we can see a strong move to the upside. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Hive blockchain. So the latest update we have is of June the 16th, which was closed yesterday. So the short volume ratio is at 23%. So out of the shares traded, it was 621,400 and 144,430 were actually sold short. As we scroll down on the page, we don't have information in regards to short shares availability, and we don't have any information in regards to the short borrow fee rate. If we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, being here at 23.24, we can see back on the 14th, it was high as 35.97. So we are seeing a reduction in the overall short interest. So it'll be very interesting to see how this stock actually performs going into next week. I'm not expecting anything big as far as for this week, but I would definitely make sure to keep this on your watch list as well. So we're on CoinDesk, and we're going to check out a quick update for HUT. We know that HUT has been listed on the NASDAQ, but there's some other key things I think will be very key to know if you are thinking about taking an investment. So Canadian crypto mining company HUT 8 Mining won approval for its shares to be listed on the NASDAQ Global Select Market. The Toronto-based firm will trade under the ticker HUT, it said Wednesday. HUT 8 will retain its listing on the Toronto Stock Exchange under the same ticker. The mining company announced in April it was seeking to raise 500 million or 400 million US over a 25-month period in its latest security offering. Although primarily focused on Bitcoin, Hut 8 said in March it purchased 30 million worth of Nvidia's crypto-focused graphics card to mine Ether along with other cryptocurrencies. So that's just a quick little update in regards to Hut. Now let's get into the next portion of the video. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Hut. So we can see it closed at $3.84, being down 3.27% on the day. On the low, it tested $3.80, then on the high, testing $4.03. And in the post market, from what we could see, it's testing $3.83 as of 5:42 p.m. So we're using the 1-year daily chart. You want to see how it lines up with our indicators here. So you can see it's right here around 42. So it's getting definitely in that oversold territory. When it gets down to 30 or below, that's when things get interesting. You guys already know how we do on this channel. So as far as for the 200-day, hey, we're showing some strength above it, which is good to see, but we are below the 21-day EMA and as well as the 100-day. So as far as for Hut is concerned, I want to see how well it can hold up this 380 level. If it does decide to pull back even further, then I'll be looking out for this level right here around 350. This is actually an area where I would consider going in with the starter position and then seeing if the stock would pull back even further. Now, for it to start looking bullish again, it would have to come back here to reclaim the 21-day EMA right here around $4.28. And then, of course, we have this area of resistance and also a psychological area where it'd have to pass right here around $5. Do keep in mind we have that potential because you know what, we might be able to make that jump, filling up that gap right there. But for the most part, let's see how it actually performs. I wouldn't get into a position as of yet, see if it pulls back, but do keep this one on your radar. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Hut. So you can see the short volume ratio is at 61%, and this was updated on the close of June the 14th. What does this look like? So out of 3.6 million shares that were traded, 2.1 million of these shares were actually sold short. As we scroll down on the page, short shares availability, we have 19 minutes ago, and the short borrow fee rate, it is not available currently. So you can see from the history of the short volume ratio, Hut is used to being above, well above actually 21%. So being here at 60.64, we could also see this is actually the high that we have seen as of late. We've even seen it in the 50 range. So taking all of this into consideration, yes, there is some short squeeze potential in Hut 8, but part of the reasons why the short volume ratio is this high, it has a lot to do with in regards to the offering that they plan to do over a 25-month period. So this does bring in a lot of volatility in the stock, but do know it does run alongside with other cryptocurrency stocks, so it's something that you want to keep on your radar. So for my final thoughts for Hive blockchain and as well as Hut 8, let's start off with Hive here. So as far as for Hive, this is a clean energy mining play. And that's a big benefit in itself. We've already heard Elon Musk talking about Bitcoin and its impact on the environment. And the fact that Hive has set itself up very nicely to be in that clean mining space is very key for their future. We also do see, as far as their earnings report, they are showing consistency in regards to being profitable. And this doesn't happen all the time with a lot of other mining plays. So this is something to definitely keep on your radar. Of course, they also are going to be getting uplisted onto the NASDAQ as well, and this will give them a whole lot more exposure and a lot more attention, especially when they do come out with the next earnings report and people see, hey, oh, this is what Hive is all about. There's going to be more trading platforms like Robinhood. You'll be able to buy Hive stock. So when it starts getting that attention, I could definitely see a run up in this particular play. When we took a look at the short interest information, yes, there's a good amount of short sellers that are in Hive right now. I think it is around 23 or 21%, but at the end of the day, it's above the 21% what we look for short squeeze potential. So what I'm trying to tell you is when it does run, it's going to run hard. So be prepared, keep it on your watch list. You don't have to jump into it right away, but just know it moves with the crypto sector. Now for my thoughts on Hut. Hey, there's a couple things that I want you guys to really consider here. Number one, when it comes to the short interest information, there's a lot of short sellers that are in this stock. The short interest or the short volume ratio is well over 60%. So yes, this does present a lot of short squeeze potential here, but do keep in mind they wanted to raise $400 million over a 25-month period. So you don't know exactly when that's going to come. So that's why there's a lot of volatility in this play overall in general. You do have to keep in mind of the fact that HUT has also been around for a very long time, and all of the Bitcoin that they mine, they actually keep it. They don't do anything else with it. They make sure they keep it because they know this increases in value over time. Hive has started doing this, but again, HUT is definitely the leader in this area. And if you combine it against Mara and Riot and so forth, HUT definitely wins out. This is why it's overvalued. Sorry, not overvalued, undervalued big time. But also another thing that we need to take a look at, they're not only just in Bitcoin. When I did a video on this last time with these two, that's what they were focusing on. But of course, they are getting into mining other coins as well because they ended up purchasing more mining equipment so they can actually have diversity in their portfolio. And I feel this will be key, especially for their long-term success. We also have that same diversity going on as well for Hive blockchain because they also do Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. So taking everything into consideration, yes, these two plays are volatile, but I see so much upside for them, especially when the crypto sector starts taking off. And if you're a believer like myself that Bitcoin is going to be hitting 100K, then these two stocks will definitely benefit from it. Of course, I want you to make sure you do your homework and you do your due diligence, especially for Hive and HUT here. Another thing also to understand, these stocks, I look at them and I compare them to other big players like Mara and Riot. I feel like they are undervalued, okay, compared to those two big players. But of course, if we look at it from a fundamental aspect, yes, they have ran up quite a bit from where they were previously back in 2020. So you want to be understanding of that fact. But do keep them on your watch list, keep them on your radar. I have Hive blockchain, and yeah, it's good to see how far they have come. They are both going to be on the NASDAQ, and hope you guys give me some updates and let me know if you have a position in either of these stocks as well. Oh, and I almost forgot. First, in regards to SOS and ebon, I put up a post on YouTube and I was saying, hey, quite strange. They're literally lined up together in price. But you know what? You could call me crazy on this, but this is easy manipulation that is going on with both of these stocks. I told you guys with the quadruple witching that's going to be happening on Friday, they don't want either of these stocks finishing above $4. We saw ebon get to 4 and then literally retreated and had selling pressure as soon as when it got there. So do know, as far as Friday is concerned, if these stocks do go above $4, I will be completely shocked. So I'm looking forward to seeing them be below 4, and then we could have that run up and continue it next week and also as the month comes to an end. So that's what I'm going to be looking forward to. I still have them in my position, in my portfolio. I haven't given up on them. Like I said, I just wanted to give you guys an update with some different stocks, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll be talking real soon.